guys, what can only be described as a huge promotional push from Warner Brothers these last few months, Stephen King's It has finally made it to the big screen. This version is directed by Andy Muschietti and brings back the iconic character of Pennywise the Clown, who returns to Derry in Maine after 27 years to once again haunt and take out young kids by preying on their fears. This time around, there's a group of kids who nicknamed themselves the Losers Club. They've all gone through some pretty horrific stuff in their personal lives, and they band together to defend themselves when Pennywise comes calling. Over the years, we've had tons of Stephen King adaptations from books to films, and I guess you can look at it from, two opposing scales. You've got your Shawshanks, and then you've got, everything else. So after such a huge media hype for this film over the last few months, we've seen promotional stuff on social media, obviously trailers on the internet, but the push for this film has been unreal. So really the big question now is it the shit or is it just shit? And I've got to say, it's just shit. Just seeing if you're listening. I'm happy to report that this is one of the best Stephen King adaptations that has been done. Naturally, it was always going to be better than the TV movie back in 1990 because obviously there were budget constraints, there were TV restrictions of what they could and couldn't show, so it's unfair to compare the two. But of course the TV movie was riding on the central performance of Tim Curry as Pennywise. It was a role that up until now he's owned it. Everybody's associated Tim Curry with that role, and of course his performance is a knockout. So for this version, Bill Skarsgård steps into the role of Pennywise, and I know there was a lot of skepticism as to whether or not he could deliver as Pennywise in this film version, but look, there were many detractors who thought Heath Ledger couldn't do a half-decent Joker, and look what happened there. This version of Pennywise is unmistakably chilling. You can see he has truly embraced this character. He's almost having too much fun when it comes to taunting these kids. And speaking of which, the young cast that makes up the Losers Club, these performances are phenomenal. All of these kids who are stars already in their own right in certain TV projects, watch out for all of these guys in future films because the performances are absolutely bang on. You believe every single thing these characters do and every single word they say. There is not one bit of bad acting among these kids. They are all phenomenal. I can't speak of them highly enough. Of course, one of the main things driving the film is also the scares, and are they any good? Look, whenever Pennywise is on screen or about to come on screen, wear your brown pants because, there are some truly frightening moments in this movie, but they are so well done, you can't take your eyes off the screen. They are really, really great scenes. There probably are a couple of moments when we're going into some of the younger characters' fears. Sometimes those scenes do tend to drag on just a touch. I mean, obviously they're trying to draw the tension out to get the scare. It probably didn't need it. It probably could have been tightened up a little bit, but that being said, when the scares do happen, they're actually very creative. They're not your typical jump scares. Some of them look like they have come out of a James Wan film, but otherwise they are really, really well done. There are a couple of things in the film that do make me question logic a little bit, namely the adults in the town of Derry. Every single adult in this town is a jerk. It seems the whole population is aware of the history of this town. Why the hell do you still live there? Other fun little questions I asked myself was in relation to the well house, which, no spoilers, but it's sort of like a central hub for Pennywise. Tear it down, for Christ's sake. Why is it left there? But there was one moment in the final act that I felt didn't need to be there, involving some story exposition. One of the characters in the film has been researching the history of the town, so therefore all the characters are aware of what's happening, but for some reason there's a moment where everything is just explained all over again, and you're sort of like, you don't need it, especially when you're at the crescendo of the movie. There's some, don't know why that happened, but you just didn't need it. Overall, it's one of the best films we've had this year. I mean, I don't know how close it was to the original book, but that doesn't matter. It's scary, it's funny, it's enjoyable, it's loud, it's quiet, it's creepy. It's so much fun. I highly recommend this. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more reviews, and we'll see you at the movies.